I'm Drew, Sherman Cool. Let's tell us a little bit about you, Mr. Dustin. Ooh, I don't know if I've ever called you Dustin, too.
All right, so my name is The Dirty Tooth, or Dustin, you can call me. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch at twitch.tv/The Dirty Tooth. And I stream, like Drew, a variety of games, a lot of spooky games right now for spooky season. But other than that, I do story games twice a week, and then I do community and shooter games on Saturdays. And so Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do all kinds of story games. Right now for spooky season, we're not doing that, but we are in the Gears of War series with Power the Titan currently. And so I do a lot of co-op games with people when I can. And when I can't do them, I do games like the last one that I did previously to Gears of War was the Breath of the Wild. Yeah, super hype. Absolutely Titan. Yeah, but I do all kinds of games, and I'm always open for new suggested games, and I think Drew is too. And so we always take into account what people might want to see, and we try to do it. But this is something that we wanted to do together, and we've been talking about it for a long time, and so it's really amazing.
Yeah, this is pretty sweet. Yeah, I don't know. I guess just like you, I kind of play like story games twice a week at least. But then I forgot to mention on Fridays, I usually set aside that stream or part of that stream to play games with my best friend IRL, Fatal Tone, twitch.tv/Fatal Tone. Check him out. But yeah, that's something I wanted to make sure to get out there too, because I like that guy. He's good. He's a good streamer.
He's a good dude. His content's good. We were actually just talking about that earlier about like quality of content, which we'll get into later in the episode today. Yeah, we're gonna try to, as best as we can, talk about the things that we talked about last time. There will of course be new avenues that we explore, and things as we get better at this. And the second episode of the second episode should be better because we're practiced.
Yeah, should be.
Daring says, this is amazing. I remember when I first hung out with Sherman, he brought up this channel. Hey,
yeah. Like I said, we've been talking about it for a long time.
Yeah. This is I guess we could kind of like, this wasn't in last ones, but I guess we can kind of talk about it, like why we even thought about this in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll start. I know you and I had spoken off stream quite a bit. After my stream or after your stream, we would just hit each other up on Discord or end up in a call, and then you and I would just talk and then keep talking
hours.
And we found ourselves talking about basically what we wanted to kind of talk about on Mustache Ride, which is just our Twitch streaming journeys, being pretty open and candid about how things have been going and the ways that we've been feeling and stuff. And certain little things, little tips and tricks that help me could help him, vice versa. And so we found that we enjoyed talking to each other. We also found that if we didn't do something, that we would just talk until 3 a.m, and that's, as fun as it is, it's not good. It's not good for productivity and healthiness. So that's kind of, we came up with the idea because we wanted to put a leash on our talks and then maybe corral it, bring it over to a little YouTube channel and maybe try to build something out of it, because I think we both found value in the talks that we had, right, Tooth?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that me as a new content creator kind of have always looked up to you, and so looking at ways to figure out your experiences and how they can benefit not only me but other people that we talk to and the games that we play and our opinions. And I think that people like us that play games all the time, that opinion matters to people, I think. And so it was it's great to have the conversations between us, but now it's even better to have the conversations with other people too. Yeah, welcome in, Blaza. How are you? Welcome in,
Blaza.
Woohoo.
Yeah, so that's, I don't know, and not to mention that, but this is something that we kind of talked about after the fact, that we came up with the name and the format and stuff, and then we kind of thought about how the content that we make through our podcast can be split up and put onto other social medias and things like that. And so that's something that we're going to be exploring moving forward too. But it just seems like a really good foundation in the pyramid of content creation, which is still like, I'm, you know, you're talking about looking up to me, which I super appreciate, man. But I'm still new to this too. Like I'm no idol, you know what I mean? Like I look up to other people too, and I just try to do better and everything. And in a lot of ways, I look up to you too, Tooth, because you do a lot of things right, I think. So
thanks, dude. I appreciate that.
Yeah. But yeah,
we're no Ludwig, but I mean, like, maybe one day we'll get something happening.
Boys. That's my Ludwig. Is that good?
That's a
boys.
That's a good Ludwig. Yeah. That's perfect. It's a W, as Nick Merckx would say.
Is that a W? Okay, good, cool.
Maybe something will happen. Yeah, I mean, it's happening right now, Blaza. It's like literally we're doing
something,
and it's recorded. This is recorded live on.
It's not going to be gone. It's not going to be gone.
It's not gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've kind of talked about it a little bit, but leading up to being newer at this. But when did you start streaming? You know, when did you like sit down and you were like, I'm gonna do this?
It took a while. It took a while to get there because I liked consuming content. I liked playing games.
Same.
One thing is, like, growing up, I was never the kid that had all the consoles and was the one like bringing, hey, come over to my house, I got the new thing. I was one of the kids that went over to that kid's house and just sat there and watched. And like, oh, bro, can I play? Nah, the other controller's busted, or nah. So, it's all good. Just, you know, it's cool to watch. And it's like, you know, maybe in a way, subconsciously, streaming is like a way to get back at those types.
At that guy.
You know, yeah. Which that guy also was pretty cool and let me watch. So I don't know. There's ups and downs to it, but it's like, now I'm that guy. You guys come on into my house. Come watch me play games.
My other controller's busted, so you can't play today.
Yeah, but maybe Fridays we can play, you know. but yeah, that's kind of. But to say when, I don't know. I think it was probably like my very first time streaming, like off of a console, off of PlayStation 4. I don't remember what the first game was, but I know I brought my mic out into the living room, and me and Zubat5, me and my girlfriend, played through a couple games together. God of War, Spider-Man. So I think it was like 2017 or 2018 when we did that, and then streamed off my Xbox a couple times, but then it was like months and months, and that's when I just decided to start my stream. We had to redo this whole room, paint it and stuff, because it was kind of nasty, and then I got into it and started grinding, and man, some of those early streams are bare bones. I tell you what.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was prepared. Looking back, it's like, oh man, oh mama.
Yeah.
But what about you?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like I think about the same like early streams. Like even though mine weren't that long ago, I look back at, like, I just looked at a recorded VOD the other day and I was like, holy scuffed, so bad. I was like, I can't believe anybody watched this, let alone like typed in this chat. But I started in April, the beginning of April of this year, and it was after like I had been watching Twitch and consuming content for a long time, like YouTube. I was really big into Vine, TikTok, Justin TV, actually, which is surprising, which is, for those of you who don't know, is the original Twitch. Twitch used to be Justin TV. And I've been watching it for a long time, but never interacting with it until this last year. And so 2020, I was unemployed for half of the year. And so I just like sat here, not being able to go anywhere, of course. And I was like, how do I talk to people? And I was like, oh yeah, the internet. And so I interacted with a bunch of people on Twitch, and I found a lot of people that I like to watch all the time. Sherman Cool being one of those people. And after a while, it's like, I kind of want a new computer. And then as soon as I like was thinking about the computer, I was like, hey, I might stream.
If I'm gonna shell out for a whole new computer, I might as well make it capable just in case. Like,
yeah. And so I was like, I'm gonna punch it up, and like got it ordered, and I was like, okay, like I'm gonna do this. And it took a little while, even after I got my computer, to like build up the courage. Like, I'm an extrovert, of course. Like, I've talked to people in front of people all the time. I'm a really good public speaker, but this is different. Like, you don't see that face in front of you, and so it's a totally different thing. And so it was something that I had to build up courage for, surprisingly. But then once you hit that start streaming button, it's like for me anyway, it was like a weight lifted thing. I know other people have a different experience with it. Some people like feel anxiety prior to, but I think everybody feels a little bit of release like as soon as they hit that button.
Yeah, or once you get into it, because once you get into like start like the routine of starting to stream and stuff, it's like it becomes more routine. It's just like anything, you know. You're nervous for the first day of school, but then you go to school, you meet your classmates, the teacher, you get the routine down, and then it's, you know, a month later you're like, I gotta go to school. Which luckily that's not how streaming is for us. We like streaming.
Yeah,
but I know
exactly.
I see in chat Daring Healer says, I guess with the virus going around, Twitch was there for a lot of people. Games as well helped people get through it for sure. It really did. And I think I noticed that because I started right before COVID, and then COVID hit, and you know, luckily I kept doing it. But I can't say I saw a significant uptick in like viewers or anything, but definitely in the amount of content in the world. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
especially, and with TikTok too, like there's just so much content out there and so much quality, like entertaining stuff. So that's definitely been something that changed. It was like a real, I don't know, like I want to say like a revolution. COVID really kicked up internet activity and gaming activity.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. I listened to like not to talk about a podcast on a podcast, but the one that you had sent me, the gaming bomb.
Oh, the Giant Bombcast.
The Giant Bombcast, yeah. So they were talking about something similar, and Gaming Careers, the guy from Gaming Careers also like has talked about it before, but like the average viewers, like they didn't double on Twitch. Like they like quadrupled on Twitch. And so it,
and
like, there were so many more
too.
people. Yeah, and streamers like the numbers quadrupled, and it's a whole lot of content. And for me, it was just like I had just graduated from grad school. And so for those of you that don't know, I was in college for 10 years. I was in college for a decade. And so that means I was always interacting with like a bajillion people. COVID hit right when I was like getting ready to enter like my last couple months of grad school. And then I graduated. All of my friends moved away because they had gotten jobs. Right. And I stayed here expecting a job, and it never came. And so it was like a really weird time, and I was like, oh man, this is like a big bummer. My wife, fiance at the time, had also lost her job. And so we were like sitting here, and we were just like, you know, like,
what do we do?
Yeah, like, yeah, and it was like there was this whole thing, but Twitch definitely and gaming like helped me get through it for sure. Like I was playing hours and hours of Overwatch and hours of Civ 6 and like all these games, and just like pumping time into it. And
but keeping it, keeping your spirits up though, keeping a smile on your face, still interacting with other people, even though it's not okay to in person. It's like it still gives you that outlet, especially with Twitch. It's like if you can't see your best friend or your good friends or your school friends, and you can't get that personal relationship. You know, people talk about how getting like too personal of a relationship with a streamer is a really bad thing, and it's not a great thing, but it's also not human to just kind of not build that relationship, especially with a small streamer who you're actually interacting with and talking to. But there is a weird balance thing, because I don't see the people, we don't see the people we have conversations with, and they do. And so it is a weird kind of thing. But if you don't let it go overboard with like stalking and stuff, I don't know. I've never dealt with that, but if you don't let it go overboard, I think it's super important to have that sort of outlet. As humans, we're social creatures too.
100%. Blaze, I appreciate you and appreciate you stopping in here, dude. It's good to have you. Daring Healer says it's because of people like y'all that us as the viewer got through a lot too, even if I haven't known y'all for long, but I do mean it. Hey, like that's good to hear. Like it's nice to know that like something that helps me get through is helping somebody else get through too. Like that's a good feeling. And you don't always know that, but it's like it's viewers like you, Daring, that come in here and you like play games with us when we're playing a game that you have also. It's stuff like that that makes it, you know, it's amazing to have that connection. It really is. Yeah. The internet has done a lot of things, some kind of sussy things, but like it's also done a lot of great things too.
Yeah, it sounds so cheesy to say, but it's like it's because of viewers like you that we can provide good content, because that's how we have fun. Like I can just sit here and play games and say nothing, but if I'm interacting with you guys, it's like that's where the real magic happens within a stream. Yeah. So yeah, but anyway,
yeah. I like the energy that we're going, and I think that hey, good who wholesome. Says sus things ain't good things? Oh, I guess that's true, there. I guess that's true. Some sus things are okay.
Some sus things. There's a reason they're sus. Sometimes it's too good, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I like this energy. Yeah. I like this energy that we're on and kind of talking about like our experiences. And this is something that we kind of built in last time, but I think we talked about like going into rabbit holes a little more. And I think that that's a good idea because I like the energy that we have.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about like, we did talk about last time, like you getting this insane raid on one of your streams.
Oh, yeah.
And it's been a like a week or so now. But what are some of your experiences like as far as like getting some of those numbers like that, or like when you accidentally look at your viewers and like you see like a higher number than you're anticipating, or get a big raid like that? Like what are some of the experiences that you've had, and how do you feel about, you know, the interactions that happen out of that?
Usually it's awesome. That was the biggest raid I've ever gotten. It was like 65 viewers.
Yeah, it was fat.
It was a good raid for my average of 5, you know, a stream. And so when they all came in, hella people dropped follows and they were all talking in chat and stuff. It was invigorating. You know, it was like okay, this is what is in my future. Hopefully, it was like a tiny glimpse of the potential, the possibility of what's to come. And so how I reacted, I think I did pretty good. I think I did pretty all right. I tried to play it cool. I don't know. I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to play it cool, but I'm also not trying to like go from playing a game and being spooky to like, whoa, hey guys, how's it going? You know, so it's like it's like I'm kind of in the middle of something, but hey guys, welcome in. I'm gonna be nice and stuff, talk to the chat, and then but try to do my best to keep one foot inside of, you know, through the door.
Yeah, in a boundary.
Keep one foot stationary, like planted. That's the word, planted. Yes, and then move the other one around with chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
What about you? What's the biggest raid you've gotten, you think?
So the biggest raid I've gotten is 40 people.
Nice.
And actually Power the Titan was there for it. We were playing Gears of War, at Gears of War 2, and we were coming around the 7.5 hour mark accidentally. So we had accidentally beat Gears of War 2 on stream. And we were about to like die, literally. Like I felt like death because I had worked all day long, and then I came home, and like we had planned to stream for 4 hours, like, and we were gonna get about halfway through the game, and we had gotten a raid right at the 4 hour mark. And it was 10 viewers, and I was like, well, Titan, how do you feel? And he was like, I could go. And I was like, okay, cool. We were getting ready to the next. I was extremely exhausted. I know, Titan, you're such a trooper, and I appreciate you so much. We got to a mark where I was like, okay, cool. Like the viewers started like fading, you know what I mean? Like it was getting late. And then another streamer came in and dropped like 40 viewers. And for the boys, yeah, do it for the Vine. Dropped a 40 viewer raid, and I was like, Titan, can we beat this game tonight? And he was like, absolutely. And I was like,
Are we beating this game tonight for the boys?
And we did it. We did it for the views, and it was awesome. Like I averaged, it was kind of insane. Like the stream was like pretty good. Like I stick around the 5 average mark, and my average for that stream was 31 viewers. Wow. And so it was insane, right? Yeah. And that changed my outlook on things. Not that I didn't get a whole lot of follows from it, if I'm being honest. I got 2 follows, which doesn't matter that much to me. But it was just the hype that it brought to think that somebody that had 40 viewers dropped them on me. That's
so nice, you know? Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, there's hanging out with a group of people, or there's being at a frat party where maybe you're talking to a few people still, but you're around a lot more people. It's like the energy is going to be up, and it's not the same. You're not around these people, but just knowing that you are entertaining more people right now, like more than a classroom of people. Like, yeah, that's hype. And you're going to feel that, and you're going to want to be a little extra, do something a little more to make the content and put a smile on people's face, right? So yeah, that's cool to hear. Yeah, it sounds like you had a good time with it though.
Yeah, it brought the energy straight back to us, like Titans said, and it's just like it was crazy. Like I didn't anticipate it because I had gotten raids. Like I think like the craziest one, like Zubat was actually my first raid ever.
Oh wow,
which was really cool. And like
that is cool.
It's so far out of Twitch and like streaming on Twitch is that raiding is the best feeling that I've ever had. Like getting raided and raiding people is the best feeling that I have on Twitch.
It's really fulfilling.
Yeah,
to raid some, because like after I got that raid, like you don't just end the stream. You gotta keep it going, pay it forward best you can. Yeah. And so I raided somebody else, and they were a similar average viewers, I think a little higher at the time, and I dropped I think almost 30 viewers on them, and I was like, felt like a baller, you know? And it feels really good to be able to do that for somebody else, and so I get why people do that, and I feel honored whenever anybody picks me to raid, whether it's a large amount of viewers or not. It's nice. It's an honor. Truly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And kind of along those same lines, like how have your experiences been with raiding other people with that many viewers, or with an average group of people? Because I typically raid out at every stream that I've done since I've gotten affiliated. Mm-hmm. And just what your experience has been since you've started doing it as well.
I don't always raid, because I don't always, by the end of the stream, sometimes I just barely have any viewers, like 2, you know what I mean? And it's like, well, I'm tired. It's the end of my stream and I'm kind of done. And so there's lots of reasons to not raid. And so sometimes I don't, but oftentimes I do. I do try to whenever I can. I mean, whenever I can stay, because I don't like to raid and then dip.
Yeah.
Even though there's really nothing wrong with that. I don't think you're still raiding and doing something nice, but
yeah, I don't think there's
I want to be able to, I want to stick around. I want to, bring some liveliness to the chat. And so,
consume some content.
Yeah, so it's really kind of up in the air. I usually just play it by ear whenever I go to raid somebody. And when I do, I'll either take a suggestion from the chat or I'll go to somebody within my circle. But usually I'll stick with somebody in my circle. Like I would raid you or Fatal Tone, or, there's a few different people that I would like go-tos. But then if none of them are live or nothing, it doesn't look like it's going to work out for any reason, I'll just go to the last game I was playing, and then I'll go to that directory and just kind of the viewership lowest to highest, and try to just pick a stream that seems nice to me, and jolly vibes. And then I typically try to just say, hey, bring some positive energy in the chat when you get there, or I'll put a message in the chat to kind of like say, hey, spam this message. But and then we'll just bring the positive vibes. But between bigger and smaller streamers, I'll usually stream smaller streamers, lower viewership, not lower than me, but just lower than average, lower than the bigger streamers. It's like it's like I don't want to drop a teardropper in the ocean. I'd rather
Yeah,
drop it
yeah,
in the sink.
yeah.
It That's a bad analogy. That's
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
bad.
I get what you're saying though.
You know
Daring
what I
says,
mean, though.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Daring says like not staying for a like after the raid is kind of like the fear of entering a store and not buying anything.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I
Huh.
could see that. That makes some sense. Yeah,
It's
I
like you're. I guess, yeah. That's tough.
yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Like you want to show support like via talking to that person, but like at the same time, like you just got off of like some length of time in your stream too. So
Yeah.
I think
Sometimes
people
it just doesn't
understand
work
that.
out. Yeah. Right.
I think people understand it. Have you ever rated a larger streamer? Like somebody with like 100 plus?
No.
No.
No. Highest I think I've ever rated was probably 70 something. And again, it was a nice guy. Like, luckily, like he saw the raid, he shouted me out, he said hello and everything. I'm always afraid that larger streamers are not even gonna acknowledge it, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Because it'd be nice to bring my viewers into another space where they're gonna be acknowledged and maybe their comments are gonna be read or something like the experience they were getting with me.
Yeah.
So I usually try to find something like that. So yeah, I don't raid larger streamers. Have you ever tried? Have you ever done that?
I have, yeah. There's a couple streamers, 3 that I have in mind that I was actually a part of their communities,
Oh,
and
cool.
so I
Yeah.
feel safe in rating them because they always like I know how they interact with chat. I've never rated somebody that's like a 3K partnered streamer or anything like that
Right.
because I know what that kind of stream is like. And I know
Can you-
that
yeah,
there's
and
a
that's
reason
not their
that
fault
you're there.
necessarily, right? It's not
Yeah.
it's not their fault, but
I mean,
it's
chat's
just,
blown around like a blown by like a NASCAR race, and like there's no way
Yeah.
to get into that. You know what I mean? And so it's difficult to take people into something like that. But I have been in streams that do raid like, you know, that raid like 400 or 500 viewer streams,
yeah.
and it's a weird experience sometimes. Like it's like a quick like, hey, thanks for the raid, and then they're like back to whatever they were doing.
Right.
And then like they literally like don't acknowledge anything, and not saying that people have to. Like I get like
Yeah.
I get 400 people in a stream, like how in the world are you supposed to read every message? And I think that
Yeah.
that's something that you have to come to terms with.
Right.
That's a good way of looking at it. Notice to the views and appreciate your thinking. Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
Darren. Yeah, I think it's important to like you guys spend Jaw TV. Thank you so much for the follow. I
Hey,
appreciate
there he
it.
is. What's up, Ja?
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important because like you guys invest time to watch us, and so we want to invest time, or that's the way that I look at it. I want to invest time into thinking about your experience post my stream also.
Yeah. I think that's a big important part of being a streamer is like I live in California. I worked at In-N-Out for 2 years. Fun fact, 2 years on to the dot, like on the day. Weird. Didn't plan that. Anyway, I worked at In-N-Out, and one of the things that you're taught, because I worked in the cleanup crew, so I'd start at like 4 in the morning and work until 11ish, and one of the things they taught us when we were cleaning is like think about the customer perspective, like where they're standing, what they're seeing, and make sure that is clean and then some, you know. And it's like thinking about the customer perspective and thinking about the viewer perspective. If I'm trying to put on a show, I want to think about what you're seeing and how you're taking it. And I think that's a big part of what I'm trying to learn is how to craft that to be something entertaining, like through and through. And that's hard. That's hard. And that's why
Yeah.
live streaming is kind of a nicer kind of platform, because people understand in a live format, it's not going to be all perfect all the time. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Daring says past jobs was a topic. That's true. We did talk about this.
Yeah.
We did talk about it. And I think
We
we
can
could
switch it up.
probably yeah, we could switch it up. So you mentioned In-N-Out. Are there other things that you've done past previously to your pest control? Or is pest control offensive? I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
No, that's right. Pest control is
Okay.
right. I don't
I
like
didn't know if
I don't like the term exterminator.
Exterminator.
Because-
Okay, I couldn't remember
'cause-
which one it is. I have
No,
a
'cause
friend that's in pest control too, actually.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Not you. I have another friend. Another
Another friend.
Another friend. Yeah.
Yeah, I know because like I live in California again, and so
Cali.
pest control is it's a very regulated industry with the pesticides we use, and so yeah, we can't exterminate shit. We're controlling it. We're keeping shit at bay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
We're
yeah,
gonna
pest
ask it
control.
nicely to go away.
Yeah. Maybe you put some smelly stuff out. No, we have good stuff we can use. Don't get me wrong, but so I've had 3 jobs, 2 for a while, and then I'm trying to think if I didn't have any in between, but yeah, 2 for a while, and then this one I've been at for years. And so I started my very first job was at Baskin Robbins.
Let's go. Ice cream
Yeah,
flavors.
31 flavors.
Drew currently does pest control. That is his day job.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's just great. I love it. Yeah, but you know, I do miss Baskin Robbins to a degree because boy, free samples, just no customers, like nothing to do.
Yeah.
Little tiny scoops of gold medal ribbon. Those
Is
cute
that in
little pink spoons, dude.
Is that in the employee handbook? You get as many free samples as you want.
Actually, yes.
That's solid.
At least at the store I worked at, they were like, "Yeah, go nuts."
That's
And
a
it's
solid
like-
thing. You got to
we
know your
got
product.
discounts on drinks and stuff, but then yeah, no, I think that was the justification, and it's like, why bother? They're little tiny spoons, little scoops.
Yeah, that's
So,
solid.
It was a good time, but then I worked at In-N-Out for a couple years doing the cleanup stuff, and yeah, those are kind of my past jobs. Nothing to do with content creation or anything like that, but needless to say, it's nice to kind of flip the script on myself and just have something totally different outside of my day job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gosh,
Gang
I need to
says
give you a
he needs
call.
you.
I have a pest in my house. My brother is a major pain in my ass. Oh, that sounds like your pest problem. That sounds like you couldn't pay me enough to come take care of that for you.
Yeah, he's pest control, not an exterminator. You got to remember.
Yeah, exactly.
He cannot exterminate the pain in your ass. I'm sorry. So that I think that's a solid lineup. So you work Baskin Robbins, In-N-Out, and pest control.
Yeah,
That's
it
solid.
was. It's all right. I don't know. I didn't really choose them. There were more the opportunities that presented themselves to me at the time, and I just went, yeah, sure. Free ice cream, sick. Free burgers, dope. Well, not free. It's 1 free burger per shift you work at In-N-Out.
That's a good trade-off.
If you're working 5 days a week, boy, that's a lot of burgers, dude.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
And I ate every single one, every single shift. I never skipped a burger once.
I've never had In-N-Out, but that maybe that's another. I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard like you're an idiot, and then I've also heard like it's okay.
Yeah.
You like burgers here? Yeah, I don't think it's
yeah.
exclusive to California or wherever. I think just like or was that like we like burgers?
Oh, like this
Because
community?
that's true. Like
well, we do
yeah.
like burgers here in California. That's a fact. We like burgers here, and we have a lot of different kinds of burgers. But yeah, it's not exclusive to California, and it's not exclusive to this community either.
Yeah.
All people here now. Hey,
That's true.
Yeah, is that true? We all like burgers.
I would say that it probably is. Like, I think it makes sense.
I mean, even a vegetarian or a vegan person can like burgers because there's been significant increases in fake burger tech, and
Absolutely.
it's been pretty sick. Impossible Burgers, actually not that bad. I wouldn't choose to eat one, but actually not
if
that
you got
bad.
it accidentally, like not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it would take me probably 2 bites to notice. Maybe.
Gonna get
We'll see.
a burger tatted on your face. I can support that.
Oh, like
It's
a little
20
burger teardrop?
It's 2021, or the mustard or ketchup is dropping off of the burger.
Okay, now that's...
I'm a tattoo artist, or like I
No.
think up tattoo ideas. I'm not an actual artist. I can't tattoo you.
Someone will be like, "Hey, oh, is that a blood teardrop? Oh no, ketchup, please."
You've murdered a lot of burgers in your day.
Yeah.
That's easy justification for getting it then.
I have a little cow for each full cow I've eaten in my lifetime.
So I also haven't had a job with content creation in my background either, which I think is interesting. But I've had a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually had a disturbing amount. My first job
Okay.
was at Ace Hardware, and I don't know if any.
Nice.
I'm guessing that's like, I think that it's national, but mine was like a locally owned like Ace
Yeah.
Hardware. I was hired there while I was in high school, and I mopped the floors. And like, if somebody called off, I stocked the shelves. I worked there for 2 months before I had a row with the owner because he
Ooh.
wouldn't let me use any cleaner in the mop water.
Oh,
And then
you
he
don't,
would
you don't
yell.
need that. What do you
then
need
he
that
would-
shit for?
Then he would yell at me that the floor was dirty, and I was like, I don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing.
Wait,
here.
you're telling me you didn't get it clean without soap?
Absolutely not. Yeah, and so yeah, KW. That's exactly what
Yeah.
it felt like. My
What
whole
the
life has
hell?
felt like I'm in the Twilight Zone, to be honest with you, Jaw. But yeah,
That's
I was
silly.
like, I'm not gonna come in tomorrow. And he was like, yeah, I think that's best. I was like, so this is mutual. I was like, cool. Like, I'm not really fired. I'm quitting, just so you know. I said it first.
Yeah,
yeah. But after that, I actually got a job at Arby's.
Okay.
You know, where they have the meats.
I'm
I
thinking
worked at
Arby's.
Arby's, yeah, it's good. I mean, curly fries.
I'm
yeah.
thinking Arby's.
Yeah, I'm thinking Arby's maybe tomorrow. But I worked there for about 7 months. So that's a pretty long time for like a
It's a good haul.
part-time job. Something that was really surprising there is that they actually like cook that roast beef fresh every morning.
Huh.
So like our opening time for our managers to get there was 4:30.
Really?
And it might change now. Jamocha shakes, disgusting. I'm not gonna agree with you, Jaw. I'm sorry. You can
Jamocha
say that they slap, but I don't like them.
Is that an Arby's thing?
It is, yeah. Jamocha
Oh,
shakes. I bet
okay.
Daring Healer likes Jamocha shakes. He
see,
talked about mocha.
Jamocha almond fudge is a Baskin Robbins ice cream flavor, and it's
really?
bad. Well, I mean, it's not bad. It's just I don't.
But
like
it doesn't slap.
It doesn't scowl.
Scowl. It doesn't.
Sorry,
scowl.
John. Sorry, John.
But then like it's so weird. I went straight from there. I went into Subway, which I will
Okay.
offer to you. That was my favorite job that I've ever had in my entire life.
Really?
It's so easy. It was incredible. You just make sandwiches all day. It was very similar to In-N-Out. You get one free sub per shift, and it
Nice.
doesn't matter what it is, and so you can explore. And so my favorite sub is actually a $15 sub from Subway because I did not know how pricey it was when you buy them yourself.
Well, what is it specifically? Get into the
All right,
details, baby.
All right.
Like, tell me more. You know,
Daring, you've never been to Arby's? Bruh.
it's pretty good. I mean,
you gotta
it might be a little overrated. Like some people really gush about Arby's, but
It's not that good.
the
but it's
price the price is like it's the price is right for the kind of food you get, and it's fast food, but it's like I think the price is right.
I
A
think
lot
so.
of people are like it's too expensive, but it's like, dude, that roast
Get the
is-
beef and cheddar.
Ooh,
The beef and cheddar is cheaper, and it's the same as a regular sandwich, except it has cheese on it. So,
I just
Bonus
always get
cheese.
the French dip.
French dip sub, solid.
I just always get
Solid
the
choice.
French dip.
Speaking of French dip, because it has similar scenario, my favorite sub at Subway when I worked there was the prime rib steak. So that's like the shredded like steak from the Steak and Cheese,
Yeah.
pepperoni, and then bacon, and then you toast it with a mix of provolone and mozzarella cheese.
Oh, so you had extra meat, extra cheese.
Yes.
Okay,
It's-
yeah, that sounds like a
it's real-
$15,
yeah, it's
$16
real good.
sandwich to me.
Yeah, it's an expensive sandwich, but it's delicious nonetheless.
Okay, okay. I've got a little story about Firehouse Subs. Chatton here is asking about Firehouse Subs. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I don't
Yeah,
want
lay
to
it on
detract.
us.
We're gonna get back into your jobs in a sec, but Firehouse
Lay it
Subs.
on there.
I've got a bone to pick with Firehouse Subs.
Uh-oh.
Now, mind you,
I'm
I've
gonna
been
say
there
they suck.
once. I've been there once, so take my words with a grain of salt. But I went
This
there.
is a hot take, chat.
I got a sandwich, full sub, and there was like a line of meat, a line of cheese, and just like it's like that TikTok with that guy that's like he dips his burger in mustard and then dunks it in mustard and then he's covered in mustard. It's like there were so many condiments on my on my sub. It was like that guy prepared it for me, and I was like drinking my sub. I took a bite and I'm drinking it all of a sudden. It was
that sounds gross.
Needless to say, I didn't finish it, and I have never been back since.
I also don't like them. My wife likes them.
Huh.
There's nothing wrong. Well, I don't like mustard, but there's nothing wrong with mustard
yeah.
when it's like a quality amount of mustard. But there is a point that you get to when somebody's at a party putting mustard on their hot dog, and you're like, "That's enough. That's enough.
That enough." Yeah, yeah.
Zubat5, thank you for the follow.
Hey, there we go. Okay.
For those of you that don't know, Zubat5 is Sherman Cool's girlfriend.
And if you heard the dogs barking in the background, that is my fault. Dogs barking on our end, and that's because Zubat is home. Yeah.
Titan's about to throw hands with me. Hey,
no.
My wife likes Firehouse. I don't. It's just how it is. I found chewed gum in my Big Mac a while back. Just
stop it.
disgusting.
No, you did not.
That is disgusting, Daring. I would light that. Like, I would light that place up on Yelp.
How did you find out? Did you take a bite and it was a little more chewy?
Did you bite it? Did you bite into the chewed gum?
It was just a little more chewy than you expected. It just like, wait, it's not breaking down. All
right, I'm ill.
Well, I've got a little story in that regard. I've got a little story. So when we first recorded this podcast, the first recording of the first ever second episode of the Mustache Ride podcast, last week, earlier this week, whatever, that day beforehand, I had a drink, an energy drink with the straw sticking out in the kitchen, and I went to take a shower, do some stuff, and then I came back to it, took a sip, and I'm drinking. I got melted ice in my mouth, so I'm like, feeling around in my mouth, and I feel something kind of fuzzy, and without hesitation, I like everything, the whole drink, the whole sip that was in my mouth, just like all over the floor, the kitchen table, wherever I was standing. It was by the back door, but I looked down, I turned my flashlight on to get a better look, and it's a fly. I spit out a fly because I ate a fly. It was a fly.
Gross. It's so gross. And we talked about it last time being obvious karma because Drew is in pest control. That's right. And that's just unfortunate events. Daring, I'm sorry that happened to you. Everything in me wants to fight that
peppermint.
person. Oh. Everything in my being wants to fight that person for you, honestly. That's so gross. Ugh, I can't even imagine that, dude. Ugh. Oh, but I never put any gum in my subs that I made for people when I worked at Subway. I never did that.
Isn't there like a Subway Academy? Don't they send you off to like go take classes at the Subway University or something like that?
So some places do. Mine did in-house training. So each Subway, I don't want to like say that each Subway is, but the majority of Subways are privately owned by people.
Yeah, okay.
And so they get to choose what they do, which is super interesting. But I will say I worked there for 2 years. Besides coming home smelling like Subway bread or like the smell of Subway, like you know what it is, like it's Subway.
Onions. My mom worked at a deli for 12 years growing up. I know that smell like the back of my hand. It might be different with Subway, but it's like onions and bread. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a smell. Yeah, that's the worst part. But I would say, honestly, my favorite job, hands down, to this day. And if I got paid the same amount of money that I get paid for what I do now, I would work at Subway for my whole life, probably. It's good. It's a good job. It's easy. You get to meet a lot of people, talk to a lot of people. There's always the person, right?
I've been to Subway recently, and you know what sucks about Subway these days is the mask. Like I'm all for wearing a mask wherever you go, whatever you got to do, but trying to talk through the plexiglass over the counter to the person behind the counter, and you're like, chicken bacon wrap stuff, Italian herb and cheese, and I don't know. If I were behind that counter, I would not be able to hear what these people are saying.
It would be tough.
No way.
It would be tough for sure. That's that's definitely that's an interesting thing because I didn't have to deal with that because this was years ago. But yeah, there were some people that you couldn't hear, and that's a problem. But the mask would definitely up that for sure.
Yeah.
I moved from there and went to this place called Valley Worlds of Fun. And so it was a family entertainment center. So bowling alley, laser tag, arcade video games.
Oh, fun.
Like small carnival rides. It was like it was all of this stuff there, and it was the only place like that in my hometown. It's shut down a couple years ago, which was like sad, like nostalgically sad.
Right.
But it was really cool. I actually met my wife there, Ice Baby.
Oh.
I met her there.
Wow.
We worked there for 6 years while we were like I was graduated, went through college, and then we continued working there. Met some of my best friends in the world there. At our wedding, we had some coworkers that were from there at our wedding actually, and so we both worked there. She worked there longer than I did, but I worked there for about 6 years, and so it was kind of insane.
That's pretty special, you know.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's a long time to work somewhere, but it was cool. Like you went in, you learned how to run the rides. That was first. So I ran the bumper cars for about 3 months. Like I was just like loading kids in and out of bumper cars, cleaning up puke, you know, when they puked on the bumper car floor, stuff like that. Super fun. I moved all the way around. I did birthday parties for kids, which was super cool. I did bowling,
you get major tips for birthday parties, right?
100%. I made bukus of money there, like overtime, like all of this stuff. I actually ended my career there with being the one of 15 employees left because it had gone so downhill.
Whoa. And then it shut down.
It shut down. Yeah, I was the lead maintenance person there, and so I was doing all the maintenance for it, which was crazy. Like I had gotten to go to Buffalo, New York to learn about all of our laser tag equipment at the place that makes it. I had gone to learn about all of this stuff. It was really, really cool. Unfortunate because my hometown is small, and that was one thing there that was pretty cool. But that job was crazy cool, like free arcade games that you could play anytime you wanted to.
That's the dream. That's the dream.
It was huge. Tekken, Guitar Hero, all of that stuff. It was awesome.
There was one time, it was I think a youth group church thing where our church bought out our local family entertainment thing. Oh, cool. And same thing, we had the go-kart races and stuff, but then they bought it out for the night, and we were able to stay up all night, free games all night, free everything all night, and they eventually be tired and end up just kind of chilling on the ground in a corner somewhere, just talking with your friends. But it was a crazy cool night, and we got that experience. But then, man, you worked there for 6 years.
Dude, it was nuts. I do miss the gross, disgusting pizza for some reason.
Huh.
But it was gross and disgusting. But I miss it in a way. You know what I mean?
It was yours. It was your
mine.
Gross, disgusting pizza.
Yeah. It was a really cool job. I worked there all through college, graduated college, and then worked at a landscape architecture firm, which is what I went to graduate school for. Left there to go to grad school. And now I work for a university.
Nice.
On a special research project.
But you're doing stuff that you went to school kind of to do, right? More or less.
Yeah. I work on a special research project for landscape architecture. So it's pretty cool. It's a cool gig. It's a small team. I'm the only person that does that type of work on my team. And we have 2 other people that do other work. And so anything that doesn't get done when I leave that day, I have to pick it back up tomorrow. So that's a stressful part of it.
Yeah.
It was nostalgia for you. Yeah, exactly, Daring. But that's where I am now. I've had a ton of jobs. It seems crazy. There's some other construction stuff that was thrown in there that I don't really count because I got 1099 at the end of the year, and that super sucked.
What is that? What do you mean?
Oh, so when you get 1099, and just for everybody out there that if anybody ever asks you, right? Yeah, they don't pay the taxes for you. You have to pay the taxes.
Oh.
And you don't know that or how much they are until you file your taxes at the end of the year.
So you're saying they didn't take anything out of your paycheck throughout the year.
Yeah.
And so you had to pay all that back.
Exactly, yeah.
Aye.
Yeah, so for all of those people out there that are somebody's like, yeah, like you can work, but you'll get a 1099. Ask them for more money
I think that's.
and
I
save
think
that
you
money.
get a. Do you get a 1099 from Twitch?
You do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I guess
Well-
that brings me to it. I Ubered while I was in grad school, which is why this
Oh
whole
yeah.
job conversation ever came up. I Ubered for a year. It was awesome. I made $100 a night. Actually.
Oh yeah.
So it was
That's
a solid choice. And I would suggest it to anybody out there. It was a super fun time. It was similar to my experience with Twitch and why I got started in Twitch, is that I just like needed some extra cash, and I love talking to people.
Yeah.
The cash
I
part's
always-
not the Twitch thing, but the talking to
Yeah.
people is the thing. And so
Yeah.
it was really cool to do it for that time.
It always sounded like a really cool thing to do. Like with what I do now, the pest control, I basically drive for a living. And so I figured if I ever wanted to leave my job and like dedicate more time to streaming and stuff, I'd Uber or I'd do DoorDash or something. So it's cool to hear that you had a decent experience with it.
Yeah, I had a
Yes.
great experience. There were some sus people that I picked up,
Oh
but
yeah.
I think you're gonna get that like living in a college town, driving from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
gonna get some people like that. So
Did anybody ever puke in your car, like the bumper
Mm,
cars?
nobody puked in my car.
Okay,
I
was
will
gonna
say,
at least you had experience cleaning it up if you did, if it did happen.
I will say though that people do puke in Uber cars, like Ubers. What's a plural
Yeah.
Uber? Ubers, yeah.
Oop,
But
maybe
Uber
it's
pay-
like moose.
Uber then,
All
like
of
when
the
I was
Uber.
driving, yeah, all of the Uber. When I was Ubering, they automatically paid you $350 if someone puked in your car,
Oh, sick.
and
You
they
can go
actually like
take it and
they
get it cleaned.
yeah, exactly, and they billed that
Yeah.
person. So if you're ever thinking about
Nice.
puking in an Uber, it's gonna be expensive.
They got
so
your
don't do it.
info. Yeah.
Also, if you ever leave something in an Uber, just don't do it because you get charged for that also. So
Yeah,
there's
because
that.
if they got to take it back to you, then yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna get charged for that drive.
Yeah, so you
That
get
makes
charged
sense.
15. You get charged $15 for losing something in an Uber that an Uber driver has to
Wow.
bring back to you.
Makes
Which
sense.
is good for the Uber driver.
At least
this
it's just
guy,
a flat fee,
but-
right?
Yeah, it's just a flat fee. Yeah.
So if they're like across town, it's like, well, 15
Sorry about
bucks.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. Yeah, that's all the jobs, and I think out of all of them, Subway and Twitch have been my favorite ones.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I don't even, I don't want to consider Twitch a job, but it takes a lot of work. So I would, but just because it's a
part-time
job,
job.
yeah, just because it's a job doesn't mean you get paid much, but with generous people like you and like people in my community, it is nice to see a little payout every now and then. It keeps my spirits up and it gives me a leash to spend money on my stream because it's hard not to get carried away on some of the things that you want to get. Like earlier
Absolutely.
before the call tonight, you were talking about wanting to get a Go XLR and an
Yes.
XLR mic and stuff, and it's like it's hard not to spend that money, but when you get that payout every month or every other month or however often you earn that $100 minimum, it gives you more of a like, oh, maybe I could spend a little money on my Switch or on my stream tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it is like a snowball effect. Like once you start buying something, it's like I bought a desk, broke my mic stand, and then I was like, oh cool, new camera. That's the exact progression that happened. I was like, I'm gonna get a new desk. Got a new desk. In the process of moving my new desk, I broke my mic arm, and I was like, all right, cool. I need a keyboard, mouse, mic arm, and camera.
That's some national treasure way of thinking right there.
Yeah,
That's some national treasure logic.
It was sort of ridiculous, to be honest with you. But to go on to something that we talked about last time that I thought was super funny was the excitement of new games coming out. And the one that we rolled onto that was pretty good that I actually have since looked up the trailer for, and I would offer that it's pretty good. But we talked about Halo and how it's coming out soon.
Yeah.
And we'll get to the funny part, I think, soonish. But Halo looks awesome. I was in the flight. I got to play the beta.
That's
It was
right.
incredible. and we also talked about its differences and comparisons to Splitgate, which is not a new game, but a newly repopularized game.
Yeah.
And so I would say it compares pretty solid, and I'm excited for the new Halo release on December 8th, and I think everybody out there should be excited for it too.
Nice. Yeah, it's really cool to hear that you actually got hands-on in the flight and everything too. I remember when we recorded last time, you said that it felt Chief felt a lot more floaty than before, and I kind of wanted to ask you, like, I know in previous games he also felt floaty, and so there are several Halos, or a couple Halos, that I haven't played, namely 4 and
Elder Scrolls 6, dang.
Yeah, me too. You're gonna be waiting.
Is that happening?
You're gonna be waiting. We're gonna be getting Avowed before that. We're gonna be getting what else is Elder Scrolls? What's the space one?
No Man's
Help
Sky?
me out, chat. Help me out, chat. No, it's like that kind of. It's space. Help me out, Titan, Daring. You know.
I don't know.
Shit, it's killing me.
Void Train?
Starfield. Thank you, Zubat. Starfield. That one's coming out before Elder Scrolls 6. And
Hope you're having a good night, Zubat.
Sick.
Yeah, there's a lot of great games coming out. Like Halo isn't the only one, but yeah, I would say Master Chief was a little floaty, but I guess if you're really used to playing Reach,
okay,
then you won't feel that problem. If you, on the other hand, grew up like I did playing Halo Combat Evolved a lot, like tournament a lot, then like you're gonna feel that, in my opinion. Like Halo 2 was getting a little floatier, but then when it went on to like Reach, it was like, and beyond, there's like jetpacks, and so it's a different feel, but I think it's a solid mix of all the Halos put together, and they've pulled the best things from them. And I honestly think it's going to be like a groundbreaking game, and I think beyond the hype, I would offer that it's going to consume Twitch for at least a month, like when it comes out.
Cool. Yeah, hopefully longer, but and then well, I think we should really talk about Halo coming out without co-op campaign, apparently without ray tracing as well. That's what I heard more recently. And then also without Forge too, which is huge. I mean, co-op campaign and Forge, those two aspects of Halo alone seriously carried it, bolstered it. Like Forge in Halo 3 was massive, and a big part of my gaming history. I spent a lot of time in Halo 3 Forge, and but it's not the end of the world. I think, that's right. Last time I had mentioned, I think it's actually, like, if we're trying to spin it and we're trying to put it like on the look at the bright side with the Halo release, it's important to have a roadmap of what's going to be happening after it comes out. Like, have a steady stream of content. So it's like, well, there are things that they know that we want, like Forge and co-op campaign. And so that's a good, like, 2 quarters of content they don't have to worry about, and they can continue, making more stuff, more maps in between and after that. And so I think it's, it might feel bad at first, but then once those things start coming out, it's like, okay, like hype, and it's out. Okay, hype, and it plateaus. Oh, but co-op campaign's out. Nice, hype, and it plateaus. And then, friggin' Forge is out, hype, and then eventually it's gonna plateau again, but by then they'll have more content ready. And so I think it's if we're looking at the bright side, it's not all bad. I think we just need to have a little patience.
I think a little patience will get us there. And I'm gonna be 100% honest with you and say that I didn't play Forge, or I didn't take part in Forge. I competitively played Halo. From Halo CE to Halo 3, and so I was not ever interested in anything except multiplayer. And so I played the campaigns, and I loved the campaigns, but it was it was like beyond that, I never went into anything else. And to this day, I have never messed around in Forge, and I probably should go back and try it. But then I might be sad that the new Halo might not have it. And so I might wait.
It's going to have it eventually.
Yeah, it's going to have it eventually. Yeah.
Even the Master Chief Collection, I haven't been able to figure out how to do Forge like we used to. Because like back in Halo 3, there'd be the sick ass mongoose races and the custom game modes and things that people would create, and it was a lot of fun to get into that custom gamer made content and get in there and make, mess around. Like, I know there was a way to get the elephant, that big giant tank thing elephant, to blow up and float up into the sky and all flip around and stuff. If you put a bunch of fuel cells in the elephant and in the right places, and that shit goes flying, and it's so cool. And it's just sick. Like, I don't know, give me a sandbox and ways to break a game that I didn't know like you could do certain things with. Like, even just the mongoose races and racing with your friends in that sandbox environment, that's huge, and it's going to be huge again once it comes out.
Absolutely,
sometime next year, hopefully.
Yeah, I think it's going to be amazing. Believe it or not, like previous Tooth, so if we're talking about like, high school, I'm thinking of like when Halo C, like middle school and high school Tooth, and beyond into early college years, I was heavily into competitive gaming. Yeah. My roommate and I, like when Black Ops came out, we were in the top 500 for 15 minutes.
Wow.
Which was pretty cool.
That's a big deal. 500 is a low number when you're talking about the hundreds of thousands of people playing Halo. If not, I don't know if it was quite a million, but as far as concurrent players go, probably hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, and so that was that was like a 15-minute thing, which like there was nowhere. It's not like I had a platform like Twitch back then to be like, oh my god, chat, look at this. Right. It would have been cool as hell if I did, but I didn't have that. But it's like I played games competitively. Like that's what I did. Did you
guys have a team name?
We didn't. No.
You didn't?
No, unfortunately.
You're just a squad of dudes?
We're just a squad, yeah.
Like grinded. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So unfortunately, like my area didn't have. I grew up in a town of like 13,000 people, and our closest city that's like a metropolitan city is more than 2 hours away. And so when I was younger, I wasn't able to travel anywhere or do anything, but I had always wanted to do like MLG tournaments, and things like that. And the people that I talked to online and some people that I played with, like, did go up through like some MLG tournaments and things like that. They're not huge gamers, and they never were, but they did like play in huge gaming tournaments, and it's something that I was always like super jealous of growing up. Yeah. And I was like, but looking back now, like, who know, like I probably would have got destroyed. Like, I'm not the 2-time. Okay. No. Like, I'm not the 2-time, but it would have been cool.
Yeah, you were in the right place at the right time growing up, it would have been things would have been a little different for old Toothy here.
Yeah, it could have been different. Yeah, but it was. Damn, I
was hoping some silly like kid name for your team, like the Green Dragons or something.
That would have been hilarious if I can find it, which I don't know if I'll ever be able to. I'll look around for a hard drive or something with my old Halo 2 montage.
An old flash drive.
Yeah, an old flash drive. Yeah, old floppy disk with Halo montages. Yeah,
cut yourself a little slack, Tooth. You're not that old.
That's true. My first computer did have floppy drive in it, maybe one day we'll find those montages somewhere, and I'll be able to like check it out. That would be really cool.
I'd love to see it.
But yeah, like that, like Halo is going to be awesome. It's going to bring back all the nostalgia for the people that played through the early games. And the Master Chief Collection, like, of course, like brought a bunch of people back, but this Halo Infinite is going to bring all those communities back together. I think it's going to bring the people that played CE and Reach together for the first time ever. Like, you're talking about people that are like, 5 to 10 years older than I am, who played CE and like were MLG gamers in CE that are going to come back for Infinite. Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
know that they will. Like the nostalgia is just there for it. They
Yeah.
came back when Master Chief Collection was released. I
Mhm.
think we're gonna see it. Like we're gonna see people like Nick Merckx. We're gonna see people like Tim the Tatman, the like Doc. We're gonna see all those people like playing Halo, at least for a little bit.
Right.
Because-
Like they're gonna want to play it
Yeah.
anyway, but you know they're gonna try to work out a deal where they can get sponsored or certain ones, and they're gonna try to make some money off of it, and then probably can hopefully continue to play it after that.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
It's definitely, I know older Halo, there's a lot of modernization that would need to be done, and I think what you were describing with, I know you can sprint without needing an ability, like you can slide, you can't jetpack around though, right? It's just kind of like a floaty jump,
there are perks, like there's the
Oh, okay.
grapple hook and stuff. So the grapple hook is like a thing that's going to be really good. It's super useful. It's going to be
can't wait.
It's going to be good actually. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Nice.
But there are a ton of games coming out, and another funny one that we came to was the Avatar game. So we're not going to try to recreate it because it's going to be, there's a lot of people here that were here last time, so we can't fake it until you make it for this one. But Drew thought it was The Last Airbender,
Well,
and I did too, until I looked it up while they were talking about it.
call it wishful thinking, okay? Wishful thinking.
Yeah,
Because weeks prior, I had heard of the Avatar game coming out, and in my brain,
Weeks.
I just assumed this whole time that it was The Last Airbender, but no, it's the blue aliens with the weird penis tails. Whatever. It should be give me Aang. Give me Aang. Let me be the Avatar. Let me be a new Avatar. I'll be Avatar Drew. And I get to have my own journey. Like, what? It's a video game already. Just make it into one. Let me be it. Anyway,
Megamind.
I'll be a stupid blue alien.
I've since looked up the trailer in it, like, or the stuff about it, and it seems like it's gonna be a good game. Like I don't know if I'll play it, but like it looks like it's gonna be a good pool of a game. But there's a lot of good games coming out. I think they're gonna be really, really good. So a couple things that we're probably not going to get to in this one, but I want to at least mention them for the people so they can go check them out. The new Matrix coming out. You should go. We watched the trailer. We're not going to do that again this time, but you should go and watch the trailer for the new Matrix movie.
Yeah, Keanu's so old. I didn't realize how old that dude is.
He's old, bro, and the movie makes him look even older, which I think is kind of hilarious.
And
But he looks older.
It's not the same Morpheus.
Not the same Morpheus. That's a bummer, but the movie still looks really good. I don't think they could have the same Morpheus. Like, if you think Keanu is old, like, think about how old that Morpheus has got to be.
Lawrence Fishburne. I just had to Google it and double check. Lawrence Fishburne.
Brother.
That's his name. Dude was in Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Something I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah.
Pee-wee's Playhouse.
I'm pretty sure. I don't want to speak out of turn. I gotta look it up real quick.
But the new Matrix
Lawrence.
coming out looks really awesome. The new Batman you should also look up too, which is a Robert Pattinson movie. So he made a solid progression from Twilight, where he was a vampire, to Batman, where he's a Batman.
Yeah, he plays Cowboy Curtis in Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yeah.
Solid cameo. Solid cameo.
And then he's Morpheus.
Yeah, that's also a solid progression. Yeah, I
What a
think it's amazing. This new Batman might be a killing Batman, so just so you guys know, like, it seems like that in the trailer. I would watch it. Beast, thanks for the follow.
Hey,
What's
yeah,
up,
thanks,
Beast? How are you? Good to see you.
I just want to say real quick. What was it? Okay. There's this thing with movies. I don't watch a lot of movies these days, but a lot of people hate origin stories these days.
Why?
I don't know. People are like, "Oh, I don't want to see Batman's origin story again. Oh, I don't want to see Spider-Man's origin story." And it's like, nah, dude. Give me that origin story every time.
I thought Wolverine was so good.
I love a good origin story, dude.
Yeah.
I don't care if
feel-
it's an overplayed trope or whatever they try to say.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. I want to see him at the bottom, and then I want to see friggin' badass Spider-Man doing tricks in the air while he's flying through New York. Give it to me.
Absolutely.
Give me a break.
Absolutely. Beast, welcome in. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. It's good to have you here. Yeah, I think the origin stories are like a must. Like, I will say that the new Fantastic Beasts movie is coming out, and it's like supposedly like a Dumbledore backstory. People are not happy with it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't understand. Like the Harry Potter community was like not happy with any of the Fantastic Beasts movies.
Well,
and I was like looking back, I was like, what were you guys expecting?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Another Harry Potter, like that already happened. Like this is something totally different. This is a new movie. Like all of this is new. Like you have to look at it as a new movie. Like I feel like it's hard to. Like I feel like that's super important though. Like talking about origin stories, like if you watch the things like the Wolverine movies and things like that, like it's not an X-Men movie.
Yeah,
it's different.
Yeah,
it's different.
Specifically on Wolverine. Yeah,
yeah, and you have to look at the origin stories like that. I swore I was following. Thanks for the following, Daring. We appreciate it. We knew you were following in spirit.
Yeah,
even if you hadn't followed yet, we knew you were following in spirit.
Yeah, you're following in my heart, whether you click the button or not.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. But there is amazing movies and amazing games coming out this year. It's going to be absolutely incredible.
I need to watch more movies. I need to break break myself of just watching anime and playing video games. Like I need to watch more movies.
I need to watch more movies too. Like I used to watch a lot of movies, and then I switched to TV shows, and now I switched to like watching people play video games.
Yeah. See, it's like even if the TV show is an hour long, it's like too long. I can watch 3 episodes of an anime within that time. So
it's hard to find time to do the things, like all the things that you want to do. It's a hard thing. We'll have to talk about that sometime.
Yeah, we'll have to bring that topic back for sure.
Yeah,
I know we're running low on time tonight though, right?
Yeah, exactly. One thing that we're gonna bring back a couple things that we that Drew and I have talked about talking about in the future. One of those is perception of stream quality, and the perception of stream versus like our reality and your reality, like how we think the streams go and how you think the streams go. And so Daring and Titan, I know that we get a lot of support from you guys all the time, and you guys talk about how amazing our streams are, and it means so much to me, and it means so much to Drew too. And I think that we want to talk about our perception of that. So like when we look at our VODs, or like when we see something happening, like the volume not working, we want to have a conversation about that sometime. And so that'll happen the next episode. But I'd like to close this one out with something interesting that just happened to both of us today, or yesterday for Drew and today for me. So I'd like to close this out with a segment that it's a new segment that'll happen once, but it's called Daring Healer Bought Us a Yoohoo. And I'm going to close it out. There it is.
Woo!
The Yoohoo. So this segment is called Daring Healer Bought Us a Yoohoo, and we're gonna test it out here before we raid out to somebody nice. I haven't had a Yoohoo in a long time. I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. It's chocolate. It's not chocolate milk, just so we're clear. It's chocolate drink.
Chocolate drink.
It's chocolate drink.
You love to see it.
And we were like, I'm gonna talk about this because it'll be just as cool talking about it, I think. But I was gonna buy 2 of them, and Drew was gonna buy one too, but I didn't coordinate this with him. This is totally my bad. But I was gonna be like, I got 2, and here's one for you, Drew. And I was gonna hand it to him, and he was gonna take it.
Something
and how
like
cool would that be? What's the content would have been amazing, but instead you're just gonna have to trust my judgment on this one, and I'll let you guys know how the Yoohoo is. Yeah, I'm kind of sussed out because the top of it didn't pop when I just opened it right there, but maybe I have my headphones on.
You
and I
felt
didn't hear it,
right? You feel that.
I felt it, but I didn't hear it. I think it's
Okay.
a thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna smell it first.
Let me drum roll.
Drum roll, please. Drum roll in chat.
Can you go? Wait, hold on.
Oh,
That's
that's a
a
solid
nerd's drum roll.
That's a nerd drum roll. All right.
Okay, drum roll, please. We're gonna have Dirty
This
Tooth,
actually happening. This is
Drink
actually
the
happening, Gary.
Yoohoo.
You bought us a Yoohoo.
and he's gonna give us a little taste test.
Okay.
What do you think?
Okay, so it's not. Oh, hold on. I'll do it again, Titan.
And go.
It's good. It's
Ooh.
not chocolate milk.
That was a good drink though. That looked good.
Yeah, it was good. It's not chocolate milk. I will say that, but it is the closest that you can get to chocolate milk without being chocolate milk.
Okay,
And
real quick, what's the number one ingredient in the ingredients? Number one.
Water.
Number two. Hit me with number 2.
High fructose corn syrup.
Okay, yeah, well that's to be expected. Okay, number 3, last one.
Number 3 is whey. From
That probably adds to the chocolatey.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yoohoos are the best. Tooth and Sherman Cool. I have a quick question. Would you rather a curved monitor or a flat monitor? Hey, Beast, you're our first question that we've had.
I guess
first
so.
official question.
Wow.
And Donnie Momo, Yoohoos are the best. I will say that this tastes like almond milk, chocolate milk.
Ooh.
That's what it tastes
sounds
like.
good.
It's good. Can I answer? You can throw an opinion in there because I know you have a curved monitor.
I've never had a curved monitor. Have you ever had a curved monitor too?
I have not. I have a coworker that has a curved monitor, and Donnie Momo has a curved monitor.
I imagine it's really nice, but I like my flat monitors. But my problem is I have two 27-inch monitors. I have two 27-inch monitors, and they take up a lot more space than you might think.
As someone with a curved monitor, they are a scam, not worth it at all.
Huh.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, my coworkers, I'm not impressed by. What I am impressed by is the size of it.
Yeah.
So she can fit 4 windows, and I'm talking like Microsoft Word windows, on the screen at the same time. But I can achieve the same thing with the monitors that I have, so I'm not that impressed by it. So Drew, you were saying you have 2 27-inch monitors, and I've seen the setup. I like it.
Yeah, it's nice.
Solid.
There's a lot of screen in front of me, but it's like that's 2 monitors that take up the space of like 3 24 inches, if you ask me. So there's some adjustments to be made, I think, but I like the amount of screen in front of my eyes. It's nice, but hence the blue blockers. Gotta have the blue blockers.
Absolutely. I have something similar-ish that takes up the same amount of space. I have 3 24-inch monitors.
Yes, yeah.
I would offer that having 2 monitors at least 24 inches is going to be superior to having the curved monitor. I think you'll run into like window capturing issues. Like I think there's just some issues that you might run into with the curved monitor. I'm not on like tech talk, okay, but like there are some issues that occur with curved monitors, and I would take those into account. And Donnie Momo, I trust her opinion, so
okay, yeah.
I get easily motion sick, and having a curved monitor actually can make me sick sometimes.
Rough.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess that's the same way of like playing like a large fast moving game on like a really big TV.
Or like being in an IMAX theater, because I know the IMAX, they're curved a bit, right? But I can imagine you get really focused, you lean in to the screen, and all of a sudden you're immersed, you're surrounded, and you're not moving, but your eyes are perceiving only movement. So yeah, I can imagine that might make you a little motion sickness. But
yeah, I agree. I think it could happen. So. That's gonna be it for us tonight. We've run a little bit longer than we normally would, but it was to make up for all the amazing content that we lost last time. So we're gonna start a raid here, and then we're gonna brush out our mustaches to end the stream. And we didn't talk about it, but I think I'd like to raid the 1993-1994 back-to-back blockbuster video game champion of the world, because he's streaming right now.
Let's do it.
So yeah, let's do it.
But before we go, I'm Sure Man Cool. You can catch me at twitch.tv/SuremanCool, youtube.com/XYB2394. It's on my Twitch, and then twitter.com
You can
/SuremanCool,
you
probably.
can check the chat here. So that's Sherman's Cool Twitch.
Yeah.
And that is my Twitch as well. You can find me at twitch.tv/The Dirty Tooth, and it's The Dirty Tooth on every social media platform that is available. So we would appreciate you guys' support over there. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and Drew streams Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays on his channel.
Like that.
Yeah, it's
Like this.
perfect. It's a perfect it's a perfect fit. Okay,
Full week of content just for you.
all week. It's for you.
That's right.
Always.
Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Yeah, it's been so
Thank you.
good. Best first ever second live showing. Hey Donnie, I appreciate that.
You got it right.
Appreciate it. So we're gonna raid our guy.